Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you what was on my December fragrance tray, as well as talk you through how I did, if I used everything, and how my scent month went. So let's get started. First I'm going to be talking about Guerlain Tobacco Honey. And oh my gosh guys, this is easily one of my favorite tobacco scents. Now I just have a decant. Okay, it looks like I have not used that much. I can assure you I've used a lot. This fragrance, you just don't need to spray that much. Initially, you're gonna smell that tobacco, but then I feel like that honey really comes through, and it really just turns into this airy, sweet, light, honeyed fragrance with tobacco in the background, and it's so beautiful, so stunning. The notes on this are honey, cloves, anise, tobacco, vanilla, tonka, sesame, oud, as well as sandalwood. And I know those notes sound so intimidating, but I promise you this is much more sweeter, much more lighter, much more honey forward and vanillic than anything. And then you're getting the tobacco, and then you're getting those less intimidating notes underneath. This is such a stunning fragrance. Warm, spicy, floral. This is really beautiful. I feel great, I feel elegant, I feel amazing, I feel stunning and seductive while wearing this fragrance. I feel like this fragrance is perfectly unisex. It's a banger. I showed my dad and his girlfriend, and they both were like, ooh, you have good taste. Like, they both were thoroughly impressed by this. This is not something that, you know, just fragrance lovers that are gonna appreciate. This is something where everyone's gonna be like, ooh, okay, you smell good. And that's exactly what it is. It's a really nice honey, vanilla, tobacco, sweet fragrance. Woody, beautiful, floral, warm, spicy, all the things. Next on my tray, I have Spiritueuse Double Vanille, and oh my gosh, I love this one just as much, if not a little more, than the last fragrance I just talked about. And this fragrance to me is just okay, it's smoky, it's sweet, it's vanillic, it's deep, okay? This is a vanilla fragrance that's kind of dark and it has some complexity to it. It has notes of incense, pink pepper, bergamot, cedar, ylang ylang, Bulgarian rose, jasmine, as well as vanilla and benzoin. And for me, I'm definitely getting that incense, that pink pepper, the woodiness. I feel like sometimes I get the rose and I feel like sometimes it escapes me. But I definitely feel like this is just a warm, spicy, smoky, ambery, vanillic, sweet fragrance. Oh, this is so good. It's dark. It's like a dark, beautiful, sweet vanilla, okay? I really love this fragrance. Yeah, this is full bottle worthy. 100% full bottle worthy. If you guys are curious, the website that's on here is ScentPal. This person also sells on Etsy, and I actually bought these decants off of Etsy for a reasonable price, and if you use code THINKS you'll get 10% off. That's what I did, and I got this beautiful 5 ml for about $20, so like 22 or something like that. So it's a good price, and as you guys can tell, I'm literally nearly out. Like, I absolutely love this fragrance. It's stunning. I've worn it so many times. Next fragrance I want to talk about is one that I feel like was slept on a little bit, and I feel like it's not because it's bad. I feel like it's just because of the frequency of the releases, I suppose. And this is Kayali Oudgasm Rose Oud. So this was actually one of my favorites from the Oudgasm collection. And this fragrance starts off with a freshness, lemon, there's rose in here, obviously, the oud, and it's just a solid rose oud combination. Fresh, spicy, floral, aromatic. It's really fresh spicy. I do have to say that it does have a really spicy and fresh edge to it, with top notes of geranium, lemon, and pear, middle notes of Bulgarian rose, peony, and base notes of oud, vanilla, and cashmere wood. So I really do like this fragrance. I feel like this is definitely a lot more complex than I've seen from Kayali. Easily one of my favorites from the whole Kayali collection. I am really happy with this travel size here, and I have gotten some use out of it. I've definitely gotten compliments from it. I've even layered it with Arabian's Tonka by Montal, and it was beautiful. These two together really did layer nicely, and I really enjoyed that wear. But this is a sensual, oudi, vanilla, rose scent, fresh, spicy, and fresh with that citrus up top, and I'm really enjoying it. I like this scent a lot. Next, we're gonna be talking about Croissant Cafe, and to me with this, I'm really just getting like a dry coffee with a little bit of milk or creamer. I personally can't decipher whether it's a straight up like just unflavored cream or if it is a vanilla cream. I'm not sure why this is why I'm struggling with this, but it really just smells like a really nice strong cup of coffee with creamer. There's woodiness to it, a toasted element to it. There's sesame in here. To my nose, I feel like I'm getting a dry, dusty kind of sandalwood out of this, and I'm honestly surprised when I saw the note breakdown and saw there was no sandalwood in here. But to me, this is just a really nice, wearable, comforting coffee scent, okay? So there's notes of coffee, CO2, cappuccino, milk, vanilla, and caramel up at top. Middle notes of sesame, floral notes, cedar, and cade oil with base notes of tonka bean, coumarin, musk, timber silk, and vetiver. So yes, you're definitely gonna get a woody, kind of dry, lactonic, yeah. You're definitely getting that sesame in there, and it's just stunning. Okay guys, it's really stunning. I find it to be really comforting. I've worn this a lot more than I thought I would. Honestly, I've really come to fall in love with this. So Croissant Cafe by Versatile Paris. Next on my perfume tray are Baccarat Rouge 540 Eau de Parfum and Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait. So I got these as gift with purchase, and I was like, okay, yeah, let me see if I'm going to wear them. Honestly, okay, so Baccarat Rouge, the regular one, and I'm only gonna talk about these briefly. I don't prefer it to the Extrait. I will say I do prefer the Extrait by far. And it's giving like cotton candy woodiness, and it's way more sweet than the Eau de Parfum. I haven't really gotten a lot of wear out of these. I haven't reached for them often, and I wish I did, but I don't know. I think it's just because it was so overhyped and it was a moment and everyone liked it and everyone's kind of tired of it, so I can't really bring myself to wear it. I definitely feel like I want to get some more use out of it within like this last week or two of December. But yeah, I have not really used these and I hardly know what they smell like. I just know they're sweet and like cotton candy and woody, and I have put them on my skin maybe once each. But I do prefer the Extrait, if you were wondering. The next fragrance that is on my fragrance tray, and there's only two more. Like, I tried to keep my fragrance tray really simple this month because I tend to put too many fragrances on and then I feel overwhelmed, and then I'm like not reaching for most of them. The next one is Sandance. This is actually one of my most recent purchases, and it's woody, it's warm, spicy, ambery, there's cacao in here, whiskey, and it's a dry fragrance. It's a dry chocolate fragrance. So I would say from initial blast, you're getting a really extremely realistic whiskey with a lot of spiciness from that coriander. And you're getting a real juiciness from the mandarin orange, which I think is stunning. And then in the middle notes, there's cacao, sandalwood, and cashmerean. And I feel like in there, and within that realm of time, I feel like that's when it starts to, you know, it's dry overall, but I feel like around that time, that's when it starts to get a little bit silky. Changes a little bit in texture, especially when that vanilla joins in. It's not necessarily like creamy. I don't know. I don't want to call it creamy, but I want to say it's milky. There is a kind of lusciousness to this fragrance, and it just dries down like woody vanilla, and it's just stunning. Okay, I love a good chocolate vanilla fragrance, and this is doing it for me. It's dry and beautiful, and it lasted about 10 hours on my skin. Like, that's insane. And I just feel like this DNA is so pleasing. You know, it's not like a super complex like niche fragrance or anything, but it's a very pleasing, very mass appealing one that so many people around you are gonna be like, oh, okay, you smell like a snack. Like, this is amazing. And yeah, I really love this fragrance. The bottle is also stunning, so that's a plus. I really love presentation. That's really important to me. Here's La Capitale. This one is also a newer one in my collection. I have been on like a Xerjoff binge, and I've just been like snatching up all the Xerjoffs I like, and I really fell for this one. This is a fruity, leathery, ambery scent, and I actually got a compliment on this when I went to the doctor's office. Now, this has notes of strawberry, peach, leather. So this has notes of strawberry, caramel, peach, labdanum, in the top notes. Middle notes have leather, saffron, amber, ginger, and rose. And in the base notes, we have bourbon, vanilla, and benzoin. And I feel like this fragrance is giving exactly that. It's giving a fruity, leathery, amber scent with a vanilla dry down. And it's stunning, okay? It's fruity, it's sweet, it's leathery, it's sexy, it's warm, spicy, and ambery. It's just a stunning wear. This is a compliment getter, and honestly, with all those crazy notes, or I don't want to call them crazy, but with all of those like in-your-face notes, I actually feel like this settles really beautifully on the skin, and it's really wearable. Like, I feel like one would think it's just a nighttime scent or whatever, but I really like to wear this all the time. I feel like this is so wearable. Like, it's one of my favorites from Xerjoff. Like, if you're looking for a solid fragrance, start here, please. Start here or start with Naxos. Like, both bangers, both bangers. And then the last scent that I want to talk about is a comforting scent, a nice vanillic scent, and this is Fire at Will by Jovoy Paris. And this fragrance has 7 notes. So there's notes of vanilla and mimosa in the top, vanilla and brown sugar in the mid, and musk, amber, and vetiver in the base. So to me, this is a sweet, sugary, amber vanilla with hints of mimosa, and it's so stunning. So with me, I'm not constantly getting the mimosa, but I feel like it comes and goes, and it's just so beautiful to me. I really love this fragrance. It's very similar to Hoda and Escapade Gourmand. So if you have either of those, which is a true gourmand musky kind of vanilla, you don't need this one, but I will say that this one is less musky, more ambery, and it does have that yellow floral from that mimosa that sets it apart. I love this. I think the bottle is artistic, and this is one of the best vanillas, in my opinion. This is one of my top vanillas. So yeah, I really love this, and I actually have been wearing this a lot. So all in all, I would say my fragrance tree, I'm doing a pretty good job. The only ones that I'm really not wearing too much would have to be the Kayali, which I have worn a few times. I'm not discrediting that. I've worn it a few times, but I've not constantly reached for this. And then also the Baccarat. I really have not touched these. I do enjoy them. I'm going to keep them around. I might even move them to the next month's tray, but I have not touched these that much. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for getting to the end. I love you guys always. I love talking fragrance with you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And if anything stuck out to you, comment that down below, and also let me know what's on your fragrance tray this month. What have you been loving? What have you been enjoying? Let's start a conversation down below. I love interacting with you guys. Like, you have no idea. Positive interactions make my day. With that being said, thanks guys. Love you so much. Bye.